Howdy friends, thought I'd just put together a little video explaining my thought process behind the cancellation of the 300-hour in-person Bali YTT schedule for next year. I know quite a few of you had expressed interest in doing that. God bless you, thank you very much. I want to explain why we're not going to do it, but also that we're going to do it just in a different way, and it's a good way. So reason number one, we'll start with the lightweight stuff. Reason number one is because it's an exceptional way to train, to do it online. We've now done the 200-hour and the 300-hour trainings online over an extended period. It's absolutely amazing. It really honors the teachings. It honors the students by training in a way where they have to integrate it into their daily life, into their relationships, into their jobs, into their social life, all of that, rather than just it being one kind of intense clump where at the end of it, you have to then try and go back and assimilate things. This has assimilation and integration built into the process, and I love that. So I'm not going to say whether we do it, because it's more a question probably of when we run in-person trainings, again, the 200-hour and 300-hour. I will do them over bigger periods of time because it's a better way to do it. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a much funner experience for me to teach. I'm more energized. There's more time for personal interaction with all of the students and one-on-ones and all that. So it's been really, really cool. The 200-hour, absolutely fantastic. So we're doing that again on the 19th of November. So coming up in about 3 weeks' time. I think we have, last time I looked, we had 22 for that. I'd like a few more, but not too many more, because then I have, the more people, the more homework I have to mark. But a few more would be great. Somewhere around the 30 would be perfect. So if you were planning on doing that, just know there's around 7 or 8 places left. If you want to do it, I would get your applications in soon. Now the 300-hour, same deal. It was really, really fun. It was a great way to deliver the teachings and build a strong sense of community, both in the 200 and the 300. It's been really amazing watching the students come together, form their own little communities completely independent of the training, and go off and have their own lecture series that they're doing on the 200-hour, which is amazing to see what they're up to. And I know the 300-hour got their own group independent of what we're doing with our training. So it's an amazing way to meet people, build community in these sort of weird, disjointed times. So that's the first reason, because doing the online trainings has been a real revelation. I've loved teaching it. The students have loved doing it that way, and I get a sense that the sages are very happy because their teachings are getting received and offered in a context that really allows them to be absorbed in a very, very deep and powerful way. The second reason is a little bit more controversial, but hey, we have to have these tough conversations. The second reason is because I am not willing to be a part of segregation based on people's medical choices. And because at the moment, only people who have had the jab are allowed into Bali, that would mean that only people who have made that choice could come and do the training. And I'm not willing to have that on my hands. Whether you want to make that choice or not, that's completely your own independent choice, and that's absolutely fine. But I will not support anything that segregates based on a medical decision, and a major one like that, where there is a lot of information on both sides. We need more discussion. We need more open dialogue. We need more scientific exploration. We need some open conversation, because there are major things happening that cannot be denied. So because of that, I have made the choice that I will not now or ever run trainings or run a business that only provides to people who have had the jab. I think that is a terrible, terrible road to go down. If that means at some point, if it gets enforced here in Bali that I have to shut the practice down, then I will do it in a heartbeat without even thinking about it. If it comes to that, like they're doing in Australia, where it's all teachers and all students must have had the jab, then we're done. we will lock up and, that's it. Because I would not be able to sleep at night or live with myself making that choice and being a part of this tyranny that's going on at the moment, which is not singularly about health. And I hope that, I know that you can see that right now. So for me, it's been very, very hard and disappointing to see yoga studios, particularly in Australia, make that choice to say, okay, yeah, for sure, we'll be a part of this tyrannical segregation process, and will only allow jab people through the doors. This, for me, is the most upside down thing I've ever come across in my whole life, where you have doctors and nurses and government employees and basically everyone from all walks of life that are not who we would consider necessarily spiritual, walking away from their jobs and their livelihoods because they want to stand up for what they believe is true. But then we have these yoga schools, on the other hand, that are seemingly the first ones to just roll up their sleeves and say, stick it in me, Dr. Fauci, let's go, customers, as long as you've had the jab. For me, this just breaks my heart and just sickens me to my stomach. The people who are meant to be upholding Dharma are the ones who are flipping it on their head. But on a plus note, now we can really see who the true players are, or who are the ones who are just in it either for monetary reasons, or who are in it because they're too afraid to not conform. And conversely, we can see who are the ones who are really willing to stand up and do the hard work and make the sacrifices. And that's what Dharma demands. So my friends out there in Oz who are doing that, Chris in Sydney, I know that you've shut your doors. Cynthia in Byron, you as well, because you're not willing to cave to this tyrannical bullshit segregation system. So I honor you, proper yogis, proper yoginis who are doing that. And you other guys who have decided to make that choice, I think that's going to come back at you in a big way, because you know what you're doing is wrong. You are meant to be sticking up for what is right and what is fair and what is just in this world, and you are not doing that. And that will not go unnoticed. There are big powers behind this path that we call home yoga. Big powers. And they don't fuck around. So make good choices. Not easy choices. It's going to be hard. But that is the yoga. That is why we practice, so we can keep ourselves steady and aligned to what we know is true. And not just cave because it's easy, or because we don't want to be called out as the black sheep or the conspiracy theorist. But to stick to our guns no matter what. If that means we lose our job and our livelihood, okay, we'll find a way. We'll get creative. That's what we've got these fucking chakras for, and all of this power that we cultivate during practice. It's why we do it, and why we meditate, to align ourselves to the light of the soul. And we do our mudra practice to activate that Shakti. So when the time comes, we are steady, aligned, clear, and then creatively capable enough to make the adjustments, to adapt, and keep on moving, keep on sharing the teachings. Not by doing this, but by using this and this and this. So that's the other reason why I'm canceling the training. And that is the main reason, because I want no part. I would rather lose everything that I've worked for than buy into that system, because it is fundamentally wrong, and you know it's wrong. To segregate people based on their medical preferences and their belief systems, that is the most un-yogic shit I've ever heard in my life. So now we know who the players are. Look around. Ugh. Gets me so mad, but also motivated. So, long story short, that's why we're doing the 300-hour online. We're going to start it at the end of March. So we'll finish up the 100. We're going to do the 200-hour in 108 days. So the 6 months, good. Okay, I know I can do it in a shorter amount of time. So about 3.5 months is the right amount of time. For the 300 hour, it'll be 108 days plus 18 days of assessments after that. So you're looking at around 4 months for the 300 hour. All of the dates and all of that will be up online soon. But just so you know what's coming and why, now you know. Stick to your guns, folks, because this is what yoga is really about. Now we are being tested. If we look back at all of the great masters, they all went through their trials and tribulations. It's the same for us. Now we are being called. We are being tested. Now we get to see the measure of the man, the measure of the woman. And that's it, because there's only two genders. We're not the most PC group, but we're going to tell it exactly how it is. No BS, just the raw, real teachings and looking at life exactly as it is. No filters, no propagandas, and no pronouns. Thanks a lot, you guys. Chat soon. Hari Om.